that new whip. Hey, who's that do drip?
And we're live.
Welcome to Bet Records, where we talk about hot topics, ideas, and all the shit you really want to hear. That is the last one, but welcome back to another Bet Records episode here. Fantasy football, I should say playoff football now, focus video here.
That was pretty good.
It's pretty decent. We're talking about these new Bud Light hard soda seltzers.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Full there. Yeah.
It's really like I get a lot of the cherry flavor when I took a sip of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have there's one that's just like a straight cola, like it's Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
One.
Yep.
That one's pretty
So they're
good.
making like it's like a weird.
It's hard sodas basically.
Yeah,
Hard
it's almost
sodas.
like you could honestly put this in a
Yeah,
mixie,
that's
honestly.
what I was telling them. You could use that as the chaser instead of like actual chaser.
Yeah.
that.
Well,
would
that
be good.
that sounds like you're gonna have a wild night.
Yeah,
If
you
you're
get
using that
5% on top of your drink.
on
yeah.
top of your like a chaser to like a tequila
Yeah,
shot, like
or
that
a
sounds.
vodka, like you do like a vodka Sprite.
that
but it's
sounds
a
like
vodka,
you're getting
this is
pretty
Sprite
fucked
one,
up.
So like you do a vodka Sprite seltzer.
Pretty fucking dangerous. That's for
Yeah,
damn sure.
that sounds pretty messed up.
That's
I'll
for
try
damn
it.
But you know what else is dangerous?
This last week and our
Playing the
calls.
Chiefs in overtime.
Yeah, that too.
That's dangerous.
That too is dangerous, and we will get into that game here. Let's talk about our last pick. So Justin had the honor of choosing the winner of the Green Bay versus 49ers game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we chose Green Bay. 49ers did pull that one through 10-13 in
Yeah,
a
it was kind
very,
of surprising.
very
Very
chilly
slim
game.
loss, though, obviously.
It was surprising. I didn't think that one. That was probably the one game I was most surprised about out of all of them.
Yeah, I agree. That was definitely the one. I mean, seeds definitely told in that one as well. But lost 10-13 in Green Bay as well. Aaron Rodgers is now out of the playoffs. Any thoughts as to what is next currently for Aaron Rodgers at this moment?
Oh, I think he's done in Green Bay. I think he's gonna pull a.
Tired.
No, he's gonna pull
Not
a.
tired, but tired of Green Bay.
Oh yeah. He's gonna pull a Brett Favre, and he's probably. Do you know? What'd be crazy is if the Vikings got Aaron Rodgers.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think.
saying.
I don't think he would do it, but if he did, that'd be crazy.
Brett Favre did it.
Well, that's what
Let
I'm.
Aaron Rodgers do it.
I don't know.
But then again, after Favre was done in Green Bay, he went to the Jets. For
You know
a
where I
year.
could see him going? I could see him going to the Saints.
So there's rumors he may want to go to Denver. I mean, all they're missing really is that.
I
quarterback to glue it all
don't
together.
think he wants to go to Denver. Denver's pretty booty.
It's a good question.
Why would you go to
Denver-
Denver when you go to the Saints or the Vikings?
Well,
Because they're
Denver-
playoff
Denver
teams with a good
probably-
quarterback.
Well, you do understand Denver sucked when Peyton Manning got there.
Well, that's true.
That's fair too.
But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he immediately makes you a playoff team. And if you put good weapons, again, i.e. the Saints or the Vikings with, Michael Thomas and Kamara, or i.e. Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, I mean, that's way better than what he's walking away from. Yeah, you got Devontae Adams, but other than that, Aaron Jones, he's okay. I think he's more of a scheme guy. I don't think he's really all that in a bag of chips like Dalvin Cook. Whereas he goes anywhere, I think he does well. Aaron Jones, yeah, he's good, but I think it's just because everybody feared Aaron Rodgers throwing.
Well, another reason that the Packers let Brett Favre walk was because they put their trust in Aaron Rodgers. The thing
Yeah.
is, if Rodgers were to leave and the Packers were to let
What do
him
you got,
walk,
what do you got,
who's
Love?
coming in?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. I don't even know who that is.
That's the guy they drafted, and Aaron Rodgers was pissed.
Was that last year? I believe
Yeah,
last year's
no,
draft.
I think it was
This year's draft.
no,
No,
it was the
definitely
year before.
2 or 3 years ago
Yeah.
drafts at that point.
Jordan
yeah.
Love, yeah, he drafted him first round, and Aaron Rodgers was pissed.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was last season if I remember right. But at the same time, Devontae Adams should be. I mean,
He's
we
gone.
don't know if he's going to leave or not. Sounds like
outie.
he's probably out as well on the last year of his contract. So a lot more news to come in this offseason with Green Bay. But staying with the games from last week, Josh said that Tampa Bay would beat the Rams. Unfortunately,
That was a close game.
that was A, close game, and B, we were incorrect there as well. Rams winning that game 30-27. TB12 now out of the playoffs this year. What are our thoughts about that? From the Patriots fan.
What's his name? The cornerback who blew that coverage on Cooper Kupp.
That wasn't a cornerback. That was the safety Winfield.
Yeah, he went to the U of M, right?
Yeah.
Both of them, either way.
Yeah.
The cornerback looked back, expecting the safety to cover. Safety didn't cover. He was towards the middle. It was just a miscommunication between both of them at that point.
But it's like you got to cover Cooper Kupp. That's like the only one Stafford wants to throw to.
Yeah.
It was all the tweets were going off. Oh my God, Tom Brady's doing it again, and nope, his defense lets him down. Nope.
Yeah, and he almost did as well. I believe it was 20-3 at halftime.
27-3.
27-3. They kept bringing up all in the second half. Remember that Super Bowl game? Or remember that other
he
game?
He almost came back.
Yep. He almost came back, pulled it through. You know, you could say the defense let him down. You could say his playing in the first half let him down. You could say that call where he said, "Hey, look, I'm bleeding."
You know,
that part maybe let him down.
You know, I wouldn't even say nope, he didn't come back. He did come back. It was his defense that screwed him over.
You know, but now we have a similar situation in Green Bay. What do we think is going to happen to Tom Brady? He's on the last year of his contract. Gronk is on the last year of his contract. He only had a 1-year contract, but still.
Right.
TB12 only had that 2-year contract. Do you think he rides it out and re-ups, or do you think he...
I think he'll come back. I really do.
I think he'll re-up for a year or two.
I think Tampa is still a good move for him right now at the moment.
Yeah, that he already knows the system and all that.
I think
And
there's still some potential.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see Godwin and Mike Evans contracts as well. I'm assuming, because I know
They got
Gronk's
some
on his last
expensive
year too,
people.
but yeah, expenses for damn sure. I mean, they bought half their defense as well 2 years ago, whatever it was. So, a lot of those bigger names are going off their, team as well, are going to be free agents. So, I do think that he probably signs for another year or two, plays it by ear, see what happens, unless some other kind of opportunity happens. I know Bruce Arians basically said, we'd be happy to keep him. We'd be happy if he looked elsewhere as well. He did his job here. We're just, trying to get as many free agent players that we have to let go at the end of the season to re-sign next year again.
And to get a good deal.
Yep, so that's all something that will be in the works there.
As well, off-season, yeah.
Yep, more to come on that for sure. The only person that got a pick right last week, Q Money, says that the Bengals would beat the Titans, and they did, 19-16.
Technically, I got that pick right.
You're right, but
I got them going to the Super Bowl, so, I'm the one who got it right.
That's fair.
Let's just get that straight on the
We'll put that little ounce of credit where the credit I guess is due, but and we'll have to get to that next.
That was a
game.
shit stomp.
That was Derrick Henry didn't come back at full pace.
No, he did not look good. I mean, he looked like he came off an injury.
Yeah, and whether it was just Cincinnati's defense was ready, that I don't know. It just was like, oh, Derrick Henry lost a yard. Oh, he broke even. He didn't get any yards.
Yeah.
I mean, versus the Derrick Henry we should know, or I should say
he's just
we
running
do know.
over people.
Yeah, he's running minimum 3 yards, usually averaging 5 to 6 yards per carry. I believe he had 20 carries in that game and only had 60 yards max, I believe. So
what was it? There was a report saying he played with 5 screws in his foot.
Yeah, metal plates or something like that. He still had shit in his foot.
Like he wasn't fully healed.
Right. Nope. He definitely had some metal in his foot for that game for sure.
Once you get screws put in, do they come out or?
Well, yeah, but it depends on what kind of screws you get put in. If it's like holding shit together, then probably not. But
it's like in your hip or something.
Yeah, that is what it is, dude.
Just to get some healing done.
Yeah. I don't know. He definitely wasn't himself, and it was definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's a lot of like what I talked about last week. There's a lot of momentum for the Bengals, and then the Titans they weren't ready enough.
Yeah.
Pride didn't help, so something like that.
Yeah, you called that pretty much right on the nose. Is what happened.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that momentum. I mean, it's going to be a good AFC Championship game. That's all I can say.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, that is for sure, and we'll get to those games here before we do that. The last one, the internet breaker of a game. I said that Buffalo would beat Kansas City, hoping that they had more momentum. Unfortunately,
who did I call? Wasn't that the one I called?
Nope, that's one I called. You called Tampa Bay winning versus the Rams.
Yeah.
I said Buffalo would win. Unfortunately, they lost, as we all know, in overtime to Kansas City, 36-42, with Kelsey receiving that final touchdown to win the game. Mm-hmm. Justin, the big sports fan you are, what do you think of the situation in this game with the overtime rule, the outcome, and what do you think going forward as well?
Allen should have called heads.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Usually.
Yeah.
Tails never
Really
fails,
back
though.
and forth. Like, I even said this. I don't even know if I can give Mahomes credit for the drive to tie it, because in my eyes that was just pathetic defense. It's really easy to differentiate between, oh, you're making good plays as opposed to just the defense being pathetic. What was it? The first play when they got the ball with 13 seconds, quick check to Tyreek, and
Yep.
because everyone was expecting a deep pass. You should know with Tyreek Hill and that speed, you should be expecting that. I would rather you take chances at a defender trying to defend a ball that's passed all the way downfield than you giving it to Tyreek Hill to run for 30 yards and where he has blockers too. So that was pathetic on the Bills' defense. And then after the Hill play, what was it? They passed to Kelsey? Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, they gave it one more, lined
was-
him up for that
yeah.
field goal to get him into
Yeah,
overtime
it was-
at that point. But yeah, 12 seconds. Patty Mahomes takes the ball, has I believe that Tyreek Hill play was 30, 40 yards, I'm almost positive. And then they got a couple more
That's just
through the timeouts.
that's unacceptable.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. The Bills' defense, those two drives obviously led the Bills' offense and the rest of the team down. Unfortunately, with the new rule, the first team to score a touchdown wins.
That's not a new rule.
Yeah, it's been a rule.
That's true. What, 10 years now, probably?
The
15?
the touchdown rule is actually a new one. Before, it was just a field goal is all you needed to win.
Yeah.
The touchdown one was
Okay.
within the last 5 years. But
Okay. Yeah, that's
even
right.
which is
I think no, it was further than that. Had to be like
it hasn't-
7 or 8
maybe,
years.
but it's still. I mean, it's better than the field goal rule. That one was stupid. I mean, that one was easy. But this one, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you go down and score a touchdown, the other team should at least get a chance to score a touchdown, and then it goes into like a normal overtime or something. But I mean, just giving it to the first team that scores a touchdown, if it wasn't two high scoring offenses like those two. Like if you put like Green Bay and San Francisco in those shoes, I don't think it would be as much of an issue. But because it was two offenses that clearly went down and scored within 20 seconds on both, because at a minute 56, that's when the Chiefs scored a touchdown. Then Buffalo drove down, scored a touchdown.
Right.
Then the Chiefs went
Yep.
and did their shit with 13 seconds left.
Yep.
And then they went and drove another touchdown. I mean, so it's just...
I'll say this performance of that game, in my opinion, goes to Gabriel Davis.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
the kid's a monster.
4 touchdowns, set the postseason record.
Yeah, kid's a monster.
He had a game of his life, but unfortunately his defense couldn't hold it steady.
Yeah, I saw. I'm pretty sure Diggs got. I know he got below 20 yards
Yeah.
receiving. I think it was 11 yards receiving or something like that. But yeah, Gabriel Davis, biggest factor in that game for Buffalo receiving wise. I did throw an over on him for 34 receiving yards on Prize Picks. So I hit that one. I won $30 this weekend. So
Nice.
Let's go. But yeah, so
Yeah.
pretty nice there as well. But kind of crazy game. I know college does what? They give them each 2 possessions. Is that how college overtime
And
works?
they don't even do a kickoff in overtime.
Yeah,
they just
you just
started
start
at
playing.
They
It's like
start
the
at
20 or something
25,
like that, yeah.
And you get 2. Is it 2 possessions? If you
think
if you
so.
score, you score. If not, then you don't. Kind of turn
Kind
the
of a
ball
deal,
over twice. Yeah.
Which I think, I mean, I don't know. I think at least in the regular season, yeah, fuck it. Give them 1 possession. Who gives a shit about regular season?
Right.
If you get the shitty coin toss, I mean,
Sucks to
sucks to suck. But in a playoff setting where it's it's either you win or you go home.
Right into the final 4 in this
Yeah,
case.
it's like
Yeah.
I don't really agree with just giving it to one team and then being like, "Oh, sorry, you happen to not get the ball." Because I truly believe that if Buffalo would have won that coin toss, Buffalo would be the one advancing.
Yeah.
But it's
And we'd still be having this conversation.
we'd
too.
still be having the
other
conversation the other
That's
way.
just
Yeah.
a little
So I just think they just don't get the opportunity, and in that sense, I think it's messed up. If they would have at least given them a chance, and if they fucked it up on their own, that it is what it is. We wouldn't be having any complaints, but I just think they just gotta give people opportunities, especially in the playoffs.
Right.
Something about that.
I think
Could be better.
one of the funniest moments in NFL playoff history in overtime was back in 2003, I think it was. The Seahawks went to go play the Packers. They lined up for the coin toss. The The Seahawks visiting team, they called heads. It landed on heads, and all three of the guys on the Seahawks just screamed excitedly, heads! And then the ref's just like, Seahawks, do you want to kick or receive? And Matt Hasselbeck gets on the mic and says, oh, we want the ball and we're going to score. First play, he throws a pick six.
Oh my God.
That's good.
But yeah, it's just one of those things, I don't know. I think it would make everybody, and it would make the game more entertaining too, honestly, if everybody gets a chance.
Yeah, not that game wasn't entertaining enough already, but yeah, at that point in the playoffs,
Just
fighting
makes
for the
total
Final
sense.
Four.
In all
I
honesty,
agree. Give them each a couple possessions. Be
if
done
that
with it.
rule was, well, actually,
Well, and even so, I saw a thing where in 2019 when the Patriots won the coin toss in that 19 AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, after the game, the Chiefs filed a complaint to the NFL saying that they should change the rule so that both teams should have an opportunity. And I guess from my reading is that the NFL actually declined that release or declined their
Press
ask.
statement.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they were like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And, now here it's the other way around and Patrick Mahomes wins. So if I'm the Chiefs, I personally don't give a fuck. That's their problem. They've been there. They've been the losing side of it.
Yep.
So
Oh,
it's
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just the
fair
Bills haven't
if
been
it
there yet, and
fits,
they're probably gonna complain too, and it'll probably get changed after this year. I would
I
imagine.
don't think the Bills will complain.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't think it changes
The Chief-
instantly.
The Chiefs feel a sense of entitlement in that situation. From what you said, filing a suit with the NFL, like, oh, we got the best quarterback now. We're the most electrifying team. Give us what we want. This and that.
Well, it's just you didn't get a chance. It's the same thing with Tom Brady. Or if you put Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, whoever wins that coin toss wins the game. That's just how it goes, every time.
Right.
So it's more about the teams that we're playing. I think is why it was an issue.
Yeah, 91% win percentage under the current rules of teams that won the overtime coin toss. They have a 10-1 record, which is that 91% win percentage. So they obviously have a lot of upside in having that first reception, or I should say, set of downs. Maybe something
To look at.
Maybe something that does change in the next 3 to 5 years. Yeah, kind
But
of.
I guess we'll see. Let's do picks, huh?
Yeah, playoff bracket picks.
Playoff
are what,
picks.
huh? Let me go ahead and pull the brackets up here. We got the scoring on here somewhere. Q-Tip, you got the scoreboard?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look here.
Take a tally.
We got who do we got first?
Justin
first.
at 0 points. Yep.
Alrighty, let's see Justin's bracket here. Justin has Tennessee, Buffalo, nope. Green Bay, nope. Dallas,
Ouch.
Justin is out.
Wait, did I pick Dallas to go to the championship?
Yes,
I
you
did?
You had Dallas beating Tampa Bay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ouch.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. All right. So that sounds like
that's-
Justin might be in the house.
Justin
Yeah, it
is
looks like
out.
those
Alright.
Cowboys got me yeehawing out of the
playoff bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Q-Tip next here. He had Kansas City moving on, which is 1 point.
Bing.
The Patriots, which are
Merp.
already eliminated. Green Bay, who
Merp.
lost this week, as well as Tampa Bay. So
Merp.
Q-Tip plus 1 more point for
Does
you.
he? So how much does he have Kansas City going to the Super Bowl?
Q-Tip, your picks are locked here. You have the Patriots and
Q-Tip
Tampa
fan.
Bay in the Super Bowl.
So he
You
could still
are-
win.
Oh, you know.
Nope. Patriots and Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl.
Oh, Patriots and
Q-Tip
Tampa Bay.
is
Gotcha.
done.
Okay, what was
So-
it I saw on social media that Julian Edelman bet $100K for a Bucks Patriots
rough.
Super Bowl?
Really?
That's not happening.
Yeah.
Well, obviously,
goes
yeah,
that
not
100K.
anymore, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Josh next here. He had Tennessee Titans moving on.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, I didn't. I have the Bengals winning the Super Bowl.
No, but
Yeah,
because
but because
a
of the
lineup, it was a
bracket.
different
Because of the
matchup.
bracket, yep. You
No,
have the
that's not.
Because of the
That's not how
seeding.
that works, dude. That's not how brackets work. No, I have Cincinnati moving on. It doesn't matter who's playing. It's a matter of who moves on.
Yeah, you have Cincinnati and Tennessee moving on, so you got 2 points, or you got 1 point.
Well,
Because
yeah,
we
but
have
you
one
were
team
you were
moving
gonna
on.
say that
because
Tennessee.
you got some wrong in the first week, so it
I know,
messed up
but
the
it
seeding.
doesn't matter the seeding. It just matters what teams move on.
Right.
Because if I have Cincinnati winning, you're not gonna not give me points for them winning, right?
Right.
It
I
doesn't
just
matter.
said
It
you have
doesn't-
Cincinnati, that's 1 point, and you pick Tennessee, which is not a point.
Oh, I see. But because of my seeding that I had in there.
Those are the two teams you have moving on.
I got you.
That's how you do
So I still
brackets.
get the Cincinnati point.
Correct.
I thought you were
And-
saying I didn't get that, and I was like,
No.
wait a minute.
No. Yep, you get Cincinnati because you have them still moving on,
Okay,
as well
all
as
right.
a point for the Rams. So 2 points for
fuck
Josh,
yeah, bud.
as Green Bay did not beat San Francisco, as we already
I had
know.
Green Bay on there too. Fuck.
Yep, you have Green
I
Bay
figured I
versus
did.
Cincinnati.
You
I
know, at
figured I
this
did.
point, when the odds
They look good, dude.
when the betting
Can't believe
odds
it.
come out for next season, like odds to win the Super Bowl, they just need to put the Packers at
In
the
the bottom,
very
yeah.
bottom. Like you can put them 100% to make the playoffs. Nope, I still give the Lions a better chance to win the Super Bowl than I do the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, they choke every year. They're worse than the Vikings.
True.
At least the
That's fact.
Vikings don't make the playoffs, so we don't get hyped about them.
We don't get our hopes up.
We just get our hopes up in the first couple games.
Yep.
There's the
We
last.
get
the
our
whole-
hopes up after the preseason.
Yeah, they last the whole season and then get their hopes up. So
Moving on to my bracket here, I have Tennessee, no point.
Merp.
Kansas City, that's 1.
Bing.
Green Bay and
Merp.
Tampa Bay,
Merp.
no points there. So one more for me as
So
well.
if Cincinnati, well, actually, I could still. Oh no, because the Rams can't win, because I have Green Bay going. So if I have Cincy go to the Super Bowl, do I win? Don't I?
Yep. You would need them to win the Super Bowl.
And then I
Current
win.
scoreboard is Q-Tip.
It's Trenton, -3. Trenton, -3. Me, -2. Justin, 0. And then Josh, -1.
Wait, what? How does that?
How's he in the lead?
It's because who has gotten the most points.
Oh,
We counted down from.
he must have got a lot of picks, right?
Oh. So then you're ahead. Unless Kansas City
No,
wins for me.
points go up.
You are ahead.
Wait, are we doing this like golf?
I'm
The lower
-3.
score is the good one.
No,
Yes.
Wait.
We counted it down.
I thought we counted.
I don't know why
I thought we started negative.
this week, but-
I have no idea anymore.
So why didn't you say anything
What?
if it didn't make any sense to you?
Well, I don't know. It seemed like it made sense to you guys last week.
All right,
Oh,
well,
makes sense now.
makes sense. Sure, whatever.
We'll have to listen back after.
Yeah,
this.
we're gonna have to
Maybe
listen
some-
back.
Yeah, so
I was gonna do that.
Okay.
We had
So-
numbers last week too.
All right.
All right, so the conference championships are set. AFC championship will be Kansas City taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in Arrowhead. What do you guys think?
Bengals.
Let's go around the table.
Bengals.
One
Man,
vote.
We don't need to go. We don't need to go around the table. It's the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals too.
Justin,
I think Chiefs are going to win.
I gotta pick
Really?
KC as well.
Not Bengals. They're on a roll, baby.
Yeah, but now they're going into Arrowhead.
It doesn't matter, bro. They're on a roll.
Here's the thing. I will make the tiebreaker here because I have a bet where if Kansas City doesn't make it to the Super Bowl this week, I get $50. So Cincinnati is the group decision to finish off the tiebreaker.
Listen, I want the Bengals to win because I hate the Chiefs. Hate them.
You just hate Jackson, bro.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
bro.
Jackson Mahomo.
I'm telling you, bro. Bengals are on a tear, bro. They're on a tear. They're gonna tear through their buttholes.
I mean, you guys know I'm kind of a jackass. The reason I wanted the Bengals to lose at the beginning of the season is because longest streak without a playoff win, 31 years. That is fucking hilarious, and I want that to keep going. But unfortunately, nope. Speaking of that, on Twitter, I saw I followed this page called Days Since the Toronto Maple Leafs Last Won a Stanley Cup. They're a week away from 20,000 days without winning the Stanley
Jesus.
Cup.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But you know what's even crazier? Is that NFC Championship game. What the fuck is going on?
I think this is pretty easy. We got, on the other side, we got the 49ers versus the Rams.
See-
I got the Rams.
See, listen.
I got the Niners.
Listen, we said Packers, Niners was easy too. So
Yeah, facts.
I'm done saying it's easy. I'm saying San Francisco
I'm
wins.
saying San
Rematch
Francisco,
of the Super
too.
Bowl from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Rams myself.
Oh, another
Okay.
split.
So
That's
here's the
terrible.
deal. I'm gonna try to sway one of you guys.
I got
to
both.
join
Yeah,
my
we
side.
got them playing at SoFi.
So-
we
so-
got the Billy Goats versus the 69ers.
So here's the deal. They're both from Warm. They're in the same. I mean, they basically play in the same goddamn stadium at this point.
Yeah.
It's
down the road.
It's down the road. They
It's like 5 hours.
He's a hop, skip, and
it's the
plane
hop
rider.
skip, you know.
over there.
So here's the deal. They're both in their element. They're both playing. It's gonna be fucking loud. There's gonna be a fuck ton of San Francisco fans there. There's gonna be a shit ton of Rams fans. I think crowd noise is gonna be an issue for both teams. I think it's gonna come down to who's been there before and who has done the stride to get to the Super Bowl. And that, for me, is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo because he's done it with the Patriots. He's done it with the 49ers on the bench. He's still done it with them.
I was going to say,
He's still done
it. He did it with New England. He won.
He did it with New
regular
England.
Season game against the Cardinals.
2 regular season games.
2, but the only one people remember is the Arizona game. The other one was the Dolphins.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
But he's done it with the 49ers, with a lot of this team. This team is a lot better than that team that went a couple years ago. Granted, they've lost a few key players, but now you got Deebo Samuel somewhat healthy. I know he limped off with some kind of ankle thing last game. I don't know if that's going to linger on to this week. It didn't look too serious, but if he's healthy, they got a healthy Deebo Samuel, which I don't think they had last time. You have a healthy defense, and they're also on a tear coming off one of the biggest wins of their season for sure.
Yeah.
I think they got a lot riding on this last game, whereas the Rams, they're electric, they're high powered, they're high scoring, but they haven't been there before. Their top couple guys don't even know what the playoffs look like. They don't even know what a championship game smells like. I think they're going to fall under pressure, and I think the 49ers are going to go on a tear on this last game.
I think the Rams are bound to be at this point. I didn't believe it at the beginning of the season. Hated it all season long. I wanted them to lose. They bought their whole team to get here. This is their year, I think. It's going to be a home field advantage Super Bowl if they win this matchup. When was the last time that happened, Justin?
Last year.
Well, it's due to repeat then, I guess, at that point.
I think it was. So it actually, when they said Tampa Bay was the first team to do that, technically that's not true. I think it was back in the 70s when the Rams were back in Los Angeles. The game was played at the Rose Bowl, but that wasn't the Rams stadium. It was just in the same city. So
just a couple blocks down.
Yeah. But this one's purely their home stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think Josh did kind of convince me. I think I will try to pick. I think I'll give it to the 49ers.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Let's go.
Your second round pick in fantasy was Jimmy Garoppolo. You should be rooting for them.
I did end up dropping Jimmy
Oh,
Garoppolo.
no.
And look at him now.
So, we got Bengals 49ers Super Bowl, huh?
So that's what we're looking
A
like.
rematch of the
Right? Isn't that who we got picked?
Yep. Cincinnati and 49.
what was it? The drive Joe Montana did. I think it was at the 2-minute warning, and he marched the Niners 90-something yards down the field to score the game-winning touchdown. Be a rematch of that. I think they played each other twice in the Super Bowl, actually.
Ooh.
I know they definitely played at least once because my coworker is a
No, they did play
49ers
once.
fan. I think he's a 49ers fan. He's from some other state.
If the
probably
Bengals
Cali,
win the
but-
Super Bowl, I'm going to get a Burrow jersey or some shit.
Yeah.
Talk about being
Maybe a Jamar
bandwagon.
Chase jersey.
Yeah, talk about a bandwagon.
Maybe
Here's your
Jamar.
one-way ticket.
Maybe a Jamar Chase jersey. What are you talking about? I have them winning the Super Bowl.
Actually,
I've been rooting for them the whole playoffs.
I kind of want to get a Josh Allen jersey.
How is-
Because I like him.
I've
Because
that.
I look like him.
No,
apparently.
that's bandwagoner.
That doesn't
Your
even make
favorite
sense.
team's the Patriots. They're like rivals.
Not really. We've literally handed their ass to them for 2 decades in a row. If anything, we feel
So now the Patriots suck. So now you're buying a different jersey.
Nope. Now we feel sympathetic towards them. It's like, oh man, you know what? We kicked your ass along.
That's why they lost 47-3 a couple weeks ago.
Out of pity.
Out of pity, yeah, that's what it was.
I'm just kidding.
So if you're gonna say I'm a bandwagon, you are also a bandwagon.
How am I a bandwagoner?
You just said you're getting a jersey of another team.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm a bandwagoner. I've had Jamar Chase all season in fantasy. Kid's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yes. And what I can from see is, there's been 2 Super Bowls with the
And you
Bengals
can-
and the 49ers, and the 49ers have won both of them.
You can
Really?
ask Trenton, too.
2 in the Super Bowl.
Jamar Chase has been on my radar, like, before he
Way
was even
preseason.
drafted.
Yep, it's facts.
I told him about him a long time ago, and I was actually nervous that you'd draft him before me, but you didn't.
No.
Like a sus monkey.
No, I didn't want him.
Dude.
I knew someone would take him too early like you, and it ended up paying off. So.
Yeah, it paid off hella good.
Paid off for sure. Well, some recent news in the NFL world here. Sean Payton is retiring. Is he
He's
stepping
retired.
down?
He's done.
He's done.
Done.
He hasn't officially gone to the podium, said this is it.
Yeah, but he's outie. That's gonna be a good job opening for whoever wants it.
Yeah, because I did see on the headline at work, it didn't even say retired, it said step down, and I was like, step down,
right.
Him and management didn't have any problems. I don't know if he just decided.
No, I think it was just enough. He's over Drew Brees, and he doesn't want to see the train fall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
they're in that rebuilding phase. He's been there for how
Yeah.
many years?
Speaking of rebuilding, you know who is finalizing their negotiations for a new GM opening?
Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, so
What
looking
was
at
it
the
I saw
Bears
that
executive-
somebody's hiring the Chiefs,
Browns GM.
Oh, the Browns executive, right?
Who was it? I saw the Chiefs football operations guy is interviewing for another team as a GM.
Could
I
be.
forget.
They're all interviewing everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's
a lot of
I never
openings.
understood that.
Yeah,
There
some
weren't
teams-
that many GM openings the last couple of years.
Sometimes I don't understand that. How let's say a team's still in the playoffs and can win the Super Bowl. How do they even have time to interview with
yeah,
a team that's
like a
out?
Zoom call or something.
Yeah.
That just shows me that you don't even care about what's going on right now.
Maybe Zoom, because I thought about that as well. Because even on the Vikings Facebook page, they've been saying, "Oh, we had an interview with the Tampa Bay offensive coordinator, I think it was, or something." I'm like, they're still in the playoffs. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Did he
I
fly to Minnesota?
personally don't care about who the Vikings hire for GM. I didn't really mind Spielman. I don't think he should have had a job anymore, but I didn't really mind him. I think I'm more concerned about the head coach. I just hope they don't get a fucking defensive guy anymore like they had the last 4 fucking coaches. They need to get an offensive minded coach. I.e., I really hope they get the Chiefs offensive coordinator because I know he's looking for a head coaching job. So I really hope they pick him up because that would be a fucking godsend.
Yeah.
They
Or,
would go on a tear if they had a good offensive coach.
Interesting,
Yeah, but there's 5 or 6 teams now without a head coach right now.
Yeah,
currently?
but I think in the new head coaching world, I think the best opportunities is either the Vikings or the what's the other really good one? I mean, the Saints are okay. They're not great, but they're kind of in a rebuild too. There's another team I was thinking of that just lost their.
Florida.
The Dolphins lost their head coach.
The Dolphins is a really good situation too, actually. Now that I think about it, but
Yeah.
I think honestly the Vikings are the most playoff ready team out of
about,
all the teams.
Didn't Houston cut their coach too?
Yeah, but nobody wants to go to Houston.
Right. Yeah. Someone will end up there for the paycheck, but
I also saw something. There's a possibility that John Harbaugh might come back to the NFL.
Fuck that, dude.
He
That
was,
guy's
a,
not.
he was a good coach.
He's
in the
okay.
NFL.
Not
But-
as good as he is in college. He's a way better college coach.
Yeah, it just proves that some coaches who coach college and then go to the NFL, very select few can
Are
actually
able,
make it.
yeah.
Like Nick Saban,
I
probably
don't,
the great.
I don't think he would do too well.
No, Nick Saban, probably arguably the greatest coach in college football history. He was a horrendous NFL
Yeah, I
coach.
bet.
He coached the Dolphins for 3 years, and he just said, "Fuck this! I'm
Well,
going back to
it's
Alabama."
just like a different kind of football.
Yeah,
That's what it
there's
is.
rare exceptions. Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Did you? No.
It's just a different speed, a different. You
Tom
have to.
Coughlin.
Yeah, you have to look at the game different when you're in the NFL, just because everything's so much faster than it is in college. And in college, the playbooks are a lot simpler, so it's a lot more forgiving than it is in the NFL. Whereas if you call a bad play in the NFL, you're gonna get fucking toasted.
Same thing in college.
Well, yeah, but it's a lot more forgiving.
That's the reason I don't like college football, because the players suck compared to the NFL. Like, somebody makes a mistake and it just looks sloppy.
Yeah, but the NFL, if you make a mistake, you're getting fucking toasted. Like a fucking.
The only difference is that in the
Waffle.
NFL, the whole world sees it. College,
Yeah.
they'll just be like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's kind of like, I remember there was like all this like people talking shit on the internet back in the day. Alabama, they could definitely beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was like, abso-fucking-lutely not, they couldn't. And
No.
they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Alabama's lights out good and the Jaguars are awful. Yeah. What percentage of Alabama's population or roster is going to go to the NFL?
Yeah.
80% will just be nobodies the
Yeah.
next year, working a 40-hour-a-week job. The 20% will go to
Subway.
the NFL, and only 5% will be consistent in the league. The others will
Yeah.
just be practice squad or get cut.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
matched,
it's a lot different.
If you matched up the best college team against the worst NFL team, the NFL team would make them look like a winless high school football
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different, and people don't realize that it's college. Yeah, they're even if they're good, they're still comprised of just scholarship kids and people are just trying to get into the NFL, but they don't realize that how little of them actually go to the NFL every year.
And the college athletes aren't even dedicating their entire time to football. They
Yeah.
have school to do,
All that other shit.
What is it? Because don't some NFL players who go for the draft early, don't some of them still take like online classes? Because I see
Yeah,
over
some
the
of them
last
do.
couple of years of like NFL players graduating from college.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, a lot of them go back too, especially if you're a player that's like been there for a while and you don't need to learn the playbook as much. It's like you have a little bit more time, but like a first year player, I doubt they have time for that shit because they have to learn all this and go to all the bullshit meetings and crap.
Because I think it was the other year, J.J. Watt, he like gave the valedictorian speech at the University of Wisconsin, and apparently like during the season he was taking like 2 online classes, and it's just like, how the fuck do you have time for that?
Well, all J.J. Watt does, because he knows what he's doing now. All he does is probably work out and go to the
Eat right,
practices for a
whatever,
couple
yeah.
hours and eat right. Yeah, that's probably he probably has a shit ton of downtime.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy eats 9,000 calories a day.
Well, probably not anymore, but he
Yeah.
probably used to. Well, he did.
Did he play out the entire season this year?
Yeah,
did he get hurt?
he got hurt like usual.
Yeah.
When do you think he's gonna call it quits?
Probably this year.
You think so?
Yeah, Cards were fucking dog shit this year.
Yeah, and then his brother's starting to overshadow him now.
Yeah,
That's true.
Did he break the record for most sacks in a season? I know he tied it.
no, he got close, but
He tied it, I think.
no, because Michael Strahan. Oh
He
no,
tied
actually,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
he might have tied it.
So Michael Strahan's record isn't actually the record. There was a guy back in the 80s who has 26 in a season, but it was before they
The merger.
before they recognized sacks and tackles as an official stat, so it's an unofficial record. But yeah,
Yeah, it says, this is just one quick source. Watt finished the season with 22.5 sacks, matching Hall of Famer Michael Strahan's record set in 2001. So, appears he might have tied it unless there was something else.
what is this half bullshit?
That's like if you're grabbing somebody and then somebody else finishes it, they give half of it to you and half of it to the other guy.
Yeah. So
Because you did do it, but you didn't like
Finish
it wasn't
it.
all you.
Yeah, you didn't finish him. You maybe stumbled the quarterback and then got pushed aside by
Yeah.
a defender, and the other guy cleaned it up, kind of thing. So that's kind of where that half sack starts there. I kind of don't like that at all. But a good, kind of a good debate question. I actually saw this kind of floating around the internet. Want to know your guys' thoughts. Typically, the new Madden comes out in August. Madden 23 after this season. Who do you think we should expect to be seeing on the cover this next game? There's a lot of great players that kind of blew up this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised there.
Yeah, cover for last season I believe was Mahomes
Mahomes and
and
Brady.
Brady. Yep. So
Yeah.
there's 2 on there.
Yeah, Burrow would be a really good one. I think that makes sense.
Or Jonathan Taylor,
Yeah, or even Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. You could do.
Stafford?
I could see
I don't know.
Cooper
Matt
Kupp.
Stafford.
What about Jamar Chase?
No, probably
No.
not. He's a rookie.
No,
They
not
wouldn't
Chase.
do that.
I think they have to put John Madden
might
on
be
the cover.
Cooper Kupp, or it
Oh,
could be
yeah,
John
dude,
Madden.
actually, yeah, with
I didn't
John
think
Madden.
about
It's
that.
gotta be
Honestly,
John Madden. Maybe they
Gotta
do
be
like
at least on
a
the cover with at least a little bit. Then, yeah.
something or a special game mode or a special like
Yeah,
edition
sure.
one.
With the death of John Madden, like that's
Imagine.
something related.
They gotta put him
Yeah,
on the front.
it's probably John Madden.
Imagine if they put Colin Kaepernick on the cover.
Gross.
Oh my god.
Jimmy G on the cover after he wins the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I don't
Do
know
you guys
about
think
that.
he'll ever be back in the NFL?
Who?
Kaepernick?
No.
No.
He's old. He's bad at football.
He's 34, 36.
He's old and bad at football.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Kaepernick is definitely done, but someone that might not be done is our boy AB. Recent interview talks about
didn't
Antonio
interview.
Brown. He did.
he
Antonio
didn't.
Brown did have an interview on a podcast on YouTube.
The Nelk Boys
Not with the
podcast?
Ravens.
Different one. No, just hold on.
See, this guy's like a clickbait. He's like ESPN.
Did you
right
watch
now.
the video I sent you where Antonio Brown says, "Yeah, let me play with the GOAT"? Well, you just played with the GOAT. Nah, Action Jackson. Give me Lamar Jackson.
Dude,
He's
you're
like-
as bad as the clickbait people.
Did you watch the video where he says
It doesn't matter, dude. It's
He's-
just clickbait. He's
Antonio-
not gonna get a chance to play again. He fucked up. He walked off middle of a game, middle of a play. He's not. Nobody will sign him.
He's kind of like the Jake Paul of the NFL.
God.
He hangs out with them, I'm pretty sure.
Do you see what
He
Jake
hangs
Paul
out with
did?
everyone.
Do you see what Jake Paul did? That kid's
What now?
This kid's like he's like obsessed. Like it's almost getting annoying how obsessed he is with this fighter pay thing. Like at first it was like, okay, you got some good points. I get it. You know, they're not getting paid as much. You know, I see it. I see what you're talking about. But now, dude, so here's what he did. He invested like what was it, like $1 million or something like that in the parent company of the UFC to like help him pay more or something like that was his reasoning. And I'm like, dude, that you literally just invested in a company that's not gonna pay their fighters more.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to Trenton. Like, when I read that this morning, I was like, so he's giving the UFC money. and
Like
saying,
they're just gonna go to like fighting programs. They're not gonna go to players. Like
and it's like all this shit he's saying, like,
Or fighters or
like,
whatever.
I'm gonna sue the UFC. No, you can't do that. It's a private company. Dana White even said it best. You don't like how we pay our fighters too fucking bad. Go start another MMA organization. There's no barrier to entry. Jump
Yeah.
in, figure it out, and you can pay them as much as you want.
It's just
Yeah.
kind of, it's like, it's getting to the point, like I said, where at first it was like, oh, okay, you know, he's got some good points. I see where he's coming from. I was intrigued. But now it's just like, he just keeps complaining, and it's like, dude, shut up.
Like, don't you have your boxing career to worry about? Why do you care about someone else's business when you should be caring about your career?
Which is all true.
And like, Ngannou said it best in that post-fight interview. He's like, you know, yeah, I'd like to do boxing before I can't anymore, but, you know, I'm the champion, so we'll see what happens. But, I mean, yeah, I'd like to he said something about his contract, like restructure it or something. But he's like, I definitely want to box before I'm too old.
Well, who was the recent fighter that was in talks with Jake Paul's camp? And
Francis
Dana,
Ngannou.
yeah, the same dude, and they wanted to set up a boxing match, and Dana White was not happy about
That's not
it,
true.
or what happened?
That's not true.
Yeah,
Dana White doesn't care.
but he's on a contract.
Well, if
but-
he's under contract, he can't.
right,
Yeah, that's what I
probably
mean.
it
He doesn't
is,
care,
yeah.
but it's
So that's why you wanted to
you're under
restructure
contract.
it, maybe, yeah, to get.
Yeah,
out of
but
that
he's
or
never
not.
gonna let him do that, because if he goes and gets hurt in boxing, he's not. It's like a football player. Like if you're an NFL player, you can't go play rugby. You can't do that because you're under contract to only play football, and that's why they're paying you.
That makes sense.
If you want to do that, that's fine. But then they're not going to pay you for UFC, because if you get, the main reason is if you get hurt and you're still under contract, they still have to pay you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
So that's why they don't allow you to do that, because
Right,
if you
of
get
course.
hurt, then it's
It's on you, but you're still contracted with
Yeah.
us, technically, in that
Yeah.
case. Yeah, yeah.
Dana White.
I don't know the intention. I mean, obviously, we know what he says for his intentions of investing in this company. I don't think he's. I mean, obviously, we invest or throwing money at the company. I get it, but I don't think I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's just trying to get a seat on the board
Like,
and have a voice in the pool.
Like, what,
Don't understand why, though.
What does he expect to like put a gun to Dana White's head and say,
Right.
"Pay your fucking fighters this
Yeah.
much"?
Right. That's
Dana-
not how we all know. That's not how it works. I would
Yeah.
expect he wouldn't, or I would expect he should know how that works as well. It's not going to be,
Yeah.
oh, let me throw a bunch of money and I'm going to flip a switch and I'm going to do everything I want. It's
Dana-
not going to be like that. But
Dana
I don't
White,
know what he's doing.
Dana White's been getting some criticism this week, and I think he really kind of dropped the ball on this.
What happened?
after Francis won the decision, and Bruce Buffer said, and still, he wasn't the one who wrapped the belt around Francis. He went into the back. He gave the belt to someone else and said, all right, put it on him, and then he skipped the press conference.
Dana White?
That's only the second time Dana White refused to put the belt on somebody.
Damn.
The first time was the first time the UFC went to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi for Anderson Silva versus Damian Maia, and Dana White refused to put the belt around him because Anderson fought like a jackass for 3 rounds, basically he was fighting, but he wasn't. He was like not engaging in anything.
Yeah.
Like it got so bad that he got a timidity warning, which is you're not doing anything. Like you're just standing there.
You're on the full defensive at that point.
Well, the dude,
and like the guy doesn't. He's like you're beating the guy, and he's just like I don't know what to do, this and that. And you're just standing there doing nothing.
well, I wouldn't really want to do it either. I mean, the dude
For that reason, I understand.
The dude's been complaining about his pay for a while, and it's like, I get. Well, if you don't like your pay, then don't win the championship. Like you're still under contract if that happens.
Right.
So that's your own fault.
That's true.
And then skipping.
You don't have to fight. You can retire.
Then skipping the post-fight press conference. It's going to be really interesting next week for the Hermanson fight if he does a post-fight interview and just clears the air. The last time he skipped a press conference was after Tyron Woodley defended the belt against Darren Till. Obviously, him and Tyron Woodley had a really bad relationship for the same, well, not the same reason, but
Similar.
Dana's obviously very pissed off about something right now.
Yeah.
Dana's had his fair share of beefs with fighters. This one does not even compare to the first one, the first real beef he had with a fighter, and that was Tito Ortiz. That was the most heated beef between fighter and promoter ever, to the point where Tito, when he put out the claims for his contract or proposals, he even put in there and said, I want to box Dana White for 3 rounds. Dana looked at it and he said, fuck yeah, I'm in. I want to kick your fucking ass. And he signed. Dana trained for it, got sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, or the Nevada State Athletic Commission to do it, weighs in. Day before they're supposed to do it, Tito doesn't show up and says, I'm not doing it.
Damn.
But I honestly don't know what the real problem is. Like, the whole thing with Tito was very clear why they didn't like each other. Like, Tito was a jackass.
What are you talking about with Jake Paul?
No, with Francis.
Oh, well, I don't think it's an issue. I just think it's probably a mixed part with the Jake Paul thing, and I think he's probably just annoyed with everybody just bitching.
It's like, dude, does this kid want to suck my dick or something? At this point, Dana's got to be like, man, Jake Paul's my biggest fan. Like, he can't stop talking about me.
That's true.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Just focus on your own.
But
your own thing. But I guess what he's also trying to do is he's also trying to tap into the UFC market so people buy his pay-per-views. So I get it.
Yeah. Also in that event, Davison Figueiredo reclaims the belt from Brandon Moreno in their trilogy. And Figueiredo did not get a very pleasant welcome or applause from the crowd.
I thought Moreno fought well, honestly.
Yeah, it was.
He had a couple fuck-ups, but...
Yeah, he got knocked down 3 times.
Why'd the fans not fuck with him or what?
Because everybody loves Brandon Moreno.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And because the fight was in Anaheim, Brandon Moreno's from Tijuana, Mexico, which is 2 hours down the road.
The whole
so
event was Mexican.
people crossed into the U.S. to watch him fight.
Damn.
So you had so many Moreno fans there, and so their first fight, December of 2020, resulted in a draw. Their second fight last June resulted in Moreno submitting Figueiredo to win the title and become the new champion. And now Figueiredo is champion again after beating him in a decision. So for the first time in UFC history, we are going to see fighters fight for a 4th time.
Yeah, damn.
That's obnoxious.
And Figueiredo, to appeal to the crowd that was booing him the entire night, he said, Mexico, I want to do this 4th fight in Mexico City. And people cheered him.
Interesting.
So, yeah, Those two. So before Figueroa won the championship, before Moreno really rose on the scene, nobody cared about the men's flyweight division. Like, even now, I'm starting to recognize more names in the flyweight rankings.
I could have sworn last week when we were talking about it, Josh said he knew no name the flyweight.
Yeah.
Before Moreno won the belt in June, if you asked me name 6 of the top 10 in the flyweight division, I could not do it. That's the one division that I just
What's
have
what's Sugar Sean?
Sugar Sean's bantamweight.
Oh yeah, that's
Next
one below,
one up.
right? Oh, one up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sugar Sean would never make flyweight.
Sure.
Yeah, it's small.
It's mainly because you don't really get these powerhouses down at 25. Because if you've seen how weight cutting works, name how many dudes do you know that weigh 125 pounds?
Yeah, it's pretty light.
Every middle schooler I know.
A grown man. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say
no,
grown if you weigh that little.
Well,
Oh my god.
no, whatever. Hey, there's some short people out there.
Yeah, but that's scary.
It's funny that you say that because
Are you guys looking at me right now? Bro, I weigh $175.
I ain't looking at you for nothing.
it's funny.
I was gonna say, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
It's funny that you say that.
Bro, $125, $135. That's a small fucking person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So-
Even when
That's
I
why
was
said middle school.
even when I was cut, the lowest I was weighing was like 150, 155.
Why it's
Yeah.
probably like
Now imagine-
140, 150.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, you
So
gotta be
let's-
fucking tiny.
So let's take Josh at that lowest weight when he was shredded. Now let's put him in the sauna and try to cut weight and dehydrate himself
Yeah,
down
it's
to
gonna be-
125.
it's gonna be tough,
He's
dude.
gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would
yeah,
die.
that'd be tough.
Most men in America who are like below average in weight, still, once to get down to that limit, you have to take so much water out of your body to the point where you are causing serious damage to your body.
Right, yeah, fuck.
So that's why you don't really see any of those superstars in flyweight. You don't see those big knockouts. Former bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt tried to go down and
That
make
didn't
a run
work
at
out.
flyweight, and there's a reason
shit
his
on,
name.
yeah.
There's this reason his nickname No Love is now No Chin, because what is that? That's 4 losses out of his last 5.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
He's doing as good as Woodley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick thing to shut us out before we end up here. Barry Bonds was shut out of the Hall of Fame. He lost his last year of eligibility to be inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame today.
Wow.
He's a cheater
But he's one of the greatest players of all time.
on steroids.
Wow.
It was all a lie.
Is Alex Rodriguez in the Hall of Fame?
Is he?
That's my question. I'm
don't
gonna
know.
figure that out. But
I don't know if he is. He's a cheater too.
that's why I Hall of Fame. That's why I was wondering as well. Looks like his Olympic debut. Yeah, it sounds
was-
like it might be similar to the Barry Bonds freeze out. Is the first
two of the
report
most-
I pull up.
Two of the most famous names that are not in the Hall of Fame and will never get in the Hall of Fame are Pete Rose,
Yep.
because he was betting on baseball, like gambling
Oh,
during
yep.
his career. So, yeah, and then Shoeless Joe Jackson, he was the best player on the White Sox during the Black Sox scandal of 1917, where they the whole team accepted payment to throw the World Series,
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
Holy shit.
and that is why
The championship game. Yeah.
and they were heavily favorited. They were like, it was like if they played each other 10 times, the White Sox were gonna win.
It's like 10-1 odds or whatever. it
Yeah.
was.
Yes,
Holy.
and they just got paid money and they threw it. And that's why Shoeless Joe Jackson will never be in the Hall of Fame either.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I'm reading here Alex Rodriguez in his first year of eligibility for the Hall of Fame, and Roger Clemens in his 10th and final year did not receive a ballot. So Roger Clemens, another name that
Yep.
I've heard of
Yep.
as well, did not make it into the Hall of Fame. Looks like your name can be valid for up to 10 years, and then your name is dissolved. But David Ortiz from the Red Sox did get inducted this year as well.
Big Poppy.
Yeah, I like that one. But I need A-Rod in there.
Isn't it crazy when you think of the 4 major sports, baseball, football, basketball, and hockey? When I think steroids, I only think of baseball. Like, how often do you really see an NFL player get popped for steroids?
Well, yeah.
Like, how many instances can you point to and, like, it turns into a huge scandal? Oh, my God, this guy took steroids. I can't really think of an NFL player who got
They're probably just better. They're probably just better at hiding it.
Well, and that's the other thing as well. Also, back when, I believe baseball was a bigger thing than football when this was kind of all happening. A-Rod, I know, is a little bit newer, early, 2000s maybe his scandal was. The rest of them kind of before that.
It started when he was with Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
He played the whole Yankees season?
Well, no, he played for
Texas
the
was
Rangers.
after?
He played for the Rangers before he played for the Yankees.
That's what I thought. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. No, I thought.
Yeah, and then it was just a whole thing. But yeah, it was interesting. Interesting for sure.
And also, they have different rules as opposed to, I think in the NFL, it's like 4 games if you get caught with it. But it doesn't really turn into anything.
I mean, you have 200 games, so I mean,
but
whatever.
then it was in the MLB, you get caught half the season. I think it was A-Rod when he got popped in that final time. He was getting a full season suspension, but they let him play until like the processing went through. And the first game he played against the Red Sox, he got up to bat, got booed, and the pitcher intentionally threw at him.
Yeah. I was at I'm almost positive it was a Twins game against the Vikings, and people were throwing signs of like you're using.
And when that Red Sox pitcher threw the ball at him, the whole bench is emptied, and A-Rod just walked down. He's like, I probably deserve that.
Yeah, and hey, you can take what you can get. But you guys make sure to hit that subscribe button below on YouTube. Hit that red button. Bing! Hit the heart on Spotify podcast as well.
The notification bell.
The bell on YouTube. Smack that one as well for us. Follow us on Instagram at bet_records. Check out all of the NFL news and updates to all the games as they come up this weekend as well. Let us know who you guys have in the Super Bowl. Do you guys have Kansas City moving on as well? Or who else do you guys have? Let us know.
We have the 49ers and the Bengals moving on.
We do have the Bengals and the 49ers moving on. Let us know if that's what you got as well. Thanks again for joining us as always, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
See ya.
Look at it, do trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it. I got that new whip. Go get it, do trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it.